that's where I'm at right now in life. Like, I literally don't complain about anything because there's nothing to complain about. Like, honestly, because I'm alive. It's nothing to complain about. I'm honestly alive. I literally could have been dead in that moment. I literally could have been dead in that moment. What's going on, you guys? My name is Whitney House. I'm the CEO of The Creator, and today I want to talk about what happened to your girl. What happened to you, sis? Like, last time we seen you had hair, you was standing, sis, what's going on in your life? I talk about what happened to me, you know, how I've been mentally processing all that has happened to me in the last 3 weeks. And yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to tell you guys what's going on with your girl. So stick around. In the meantime, also subscribe because I know a lot of people viewed my last video on why I left LA. So make sure that you guys check out that video and also subscribe. Anyway, we're gonna jump into this video.
Be love,
Be life,
be peace,
be life.
be wrong.
So on January 29th, I was hit by a car. I won't go into a lot of details in terms of what happened on that particular day because it was a hit and run, and it's still an investigation and stuff like that. So I won't go into very details of what exactly happened. But I was hit by a car, and basically on that day I basically had a leg injury and a head injury. So with the leg injury, my leg was broken in 3 different areas. I'm just now learning this type of terminology when it comes to bones. So my tibia, which is the bone between your knee and your ankle, that was broken, and also the right and left side of my ankle was broken. So basically I'm 3 weeks in, but I still have like a couple of more weeks before I can actually even step on this leg. As of right now, I have a heavy cast on it, and I've been in a wheelchair, and I'm also been using a walker to get around throughout my apartment. And other than that, also had a head injury, a major head injury, where they called it a flap. I particularly told them not to even give me a view of what my head looked like. But basically, when they say a flap, that means that my skin was hanging, basically. Sorry to gross you guys out. Sorry to gross you guys out, but I'm just giving you guys, you know, somewhat of a detail. And because of that head injury, as you guys seen in all of my other videos, I've had, you know, locks. I had locks literally down to here, which I've been growing for the last, was growing for the last 9 years. Had to be trimmed off because in order to, you know, save my head, they had to, you know, stitch basically the flap back onto my head. I know, I'm sorry that I'm grossing you guys out, but this is what it is. So yeah, so they had to, like, you know, sew my head back together. So I have stitches in my head, which is actually healing. I had an appointment today, virtually, which is actually healing really well so far. And you know, overall my body itself has been healing very well, and I'm grateful for that, you know. And so that's some of the things that I can say. You know, overall mentally, you know, my last video where I talked about LA and how I was not mentally okay, and then to go directly into like a situation like this literally could have tipped me way over the edge, but it hasn't, to be honest. Thank God. Mentally, you know, I've been, you know, in really high spirit. I really have been just, you know, taking every day, literally one day at a time, because, you know, something this major happens, you have to literally take one day at a time, and that's what I've been doing. So I was in the hospital for 5 days, and then I was released back home in New York. If you guys know me, you guys know that, you know, I had moved from I moved from New York. There's a particular apartment to LA, and then from LA, I stayed in LA for 5 months, and then I moved back to New York after 5 months. So I'm back in my original apartment. If you guys hear an echo, it's because there's literally no furniture here, because I particularly wasn't expecting to come back. But things happen for a reason. And thank God I did have a place to stay. I mean, I would have been able to stay other places, but thank God I have the comfort of where I have lived basically my whole life. So I'm grateful for that. My community, like the amount of love and community that I has been phenomenal. Like, all of my friends, all of my family has been so hands-on with me. Even if they can't get to me physically, they have been, calling me, texting me, asking me if I need anything, because again, literally I can't do anything on this foot, like nothing. I can't do nothing. Mainly a lot of my strength have been coming from my upper body and my left leg. So I'm grateful that I have been very active in the last couple of years on, in terms of walking and running, because honestly, I don't know if my left leg would have been able to bear the amount of weight that I've been putting on it if I didn't work out, that muscle. But anyway, so I basically have been relying, one thing that has been a huge transformation for me is that I am a very independent person, very independent. In the last 3 weeks, I literally cannot be independent. There's no such thing as being independent when you have a broken leg. Like, there's nothing that you can say. You cannot be independent. So I've been relying on my friends and family who has been helping me throughout this journey. Anything I need, and anything I need in terms of food, a conversation, and whatever I need, to be honest. I'm grateful for. So mentally, I have been just keeping my spirits high, and the reason I've been keeping my spirits high is because literally you can, like, when your body's trying to heal, you cannot be stressed out. It's going to take extremely longer than what it already is to heal itself. And so in order for me to properly heal, I just I spend most of my days just laughing or finding something to laugh about, chatting with friends or something. I do something in relation to keeping me positive. Even today, I'm grateful today that I was able to get back with my old therapist who I was with before I moved to LA, and now I'm back in New York. I had a session this morning, so perfect. And so I'm back in therapy, which is great because first of all, I reached out to him prior to me going through this situation with the car accident. It was more like I reached out to him because in LA I wasn't mentally doing well, so I was like, all right, I definitely need to talk to somebody about this. If you guys don't know, I've been through many episodes of mental health, and you guys can check it out. Just check out the rest of my mental health videos. But I take mental health very serious, and so that was literally the whole journey for me, is to make sure that I'm mentally okay. And so that me being back in therapy, me finding new outlets. My new outlets is literally just I can't go outside because where am I I'm back in New York, and it's literally been snowing every other day, and so it's like I literally can't go anywhere. And so my new outlet has been either finding something new about me being able to move my body parts, that's like my leg. It's literally just the small details, you guys. Like, it's the smallest things makes a big difference because literally last week I was able to, you know, move my leg just slightly because this whole time it's been like extremely swollen, and so I haven't been able to like move it, you know, at all. And so now, you know, I'm seeing that I can move it slightly. And one thing I am grateful for about this process is that, you know, I'm able to move my toes. Let me pause right there. Let me stop for just a snap bit. Listen, if you guys know me, you guys know that I'm a Christian, and I have to take a moment and give God the glory at this moment, because I've been telling everyone that, you know, God is so good. God is so good that, yes, this has been a tragic, this has been just, girl, how? But the doctors could have came back with a whole different report. They could have literally came back and said, girl, you know, you have so many injuries, you cannot walk on your leg ever again. You know, the amount of trauma that went to my head could have been, you know, I literally could have been brain damage. I could have, you know, been not able to talk, you know, all of those different things, memory loss, and thank God I don't have any of those things. I was just telling a friend earlier that I'm just grateful that I can wiggle my toes. Even with, you know, before the surgery of my leg, I still was able to wiggle my toes, which is a amazing blessing, because I'm like, yo, what if I couldn't wiggle my freaking toes? Like, you know, that's a huge sign that, you know, there's no nerves down there, you know. And so I'm just grateful for that, you know, like even just to be alive. Like, it's a blessing for me to be alive, because what could have happened on January 29th, I could not have been here. And so glory to God that, you know, he kept me here. I'm alive. You know, all of my injuries are temporary. Yes, I may not have my hair, but hair grows back. Like, it's going to grow back. I'm going to, you know, literally I'm going to relock my hair when, you know, when I'm able to do so. I'm going to start a whole new set. I was going to add, you know, my locks back in, but I realized, like, you know, honestly, that's a season of my life that's over. You know, like, yes, I had it for 9 years, but honestly, you know, I'm big on hair in terms of energy. So I feel like, you know, that my hair carried 9 years of energy. And so, you know, now it's just time to start over. And basically that's where I'm at. I'm starting all over again. With everything. Once this cast is off, I'm gonna have to relearn how to walk again. You know, I'm gonna have to, you know, start my hair over again. Like, my life is starting all over again, and I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. It's a new start for me, and that's where I'm at right now in life. Like, I literally don't complain about anything, because there's nothing to complain about. Like, honestly, because I'm alive. It's nothing to complain about. I'm honestly alive. I literally could have been dead in that moment. I literally could have been dead in that moment. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here talking on camera with no memory loss, no nothing. Just, I'm here. And, you know, I've also taken a social media break, which has been, you know, a great time to reflect. Like, I really have been taking this time to mentally process, you know, with social media, sometimes you get so caught up in what this person got going on. You know, what do I need to post? I need to figure out what my captions are. Sometimes social media can just be too much, and where I'm at right now, I just need to focus on healing. And that's really what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, is just focusing on healing. Like I said, I'm 3 weeks in, and, you know, I still have a long way to go, because this is literally just the beginning stages of healing. And so I've just been taking my time. I've been resting. Actually, this sweater, let me tell you the history of this sweater. So this sweater I bought in LA, and this is a gift for me that I bought because I always wanted a Nike outfit, and so I bought myself a Nike outfit. And if you guys know, Nike is not cheap, and so it's what I do love about Nike. Even if you're paying money for it, it's good quality. And so for this hoodie, this sweater, I wore this sweater actually on the day that I got hit, and the day when I was in the ambulance, they actually had to cut, you know, my sweater open, and literally in my head, it's the funny thing ever. Literally in my head, I said, "Yo, y'all really cutting my sweater right now? Like, you understand how much money I spent on that?" It was the weirdest thing. And I'm like, girl, like, you just broke your leg. Like, seriously, is that the only thing you're focusing on? And you know, for a while, I was debating if I was going to keep it or not. I didn't know how triggering the sweater was going to be for me, or anything I wore that day, how triggering it was. And so the other day I was talking to a friend, and I was telling her, like, yeah, I was just going to throw all of it away and kind of start fresh. And she was like, you're the creative, maybe you could figure out something you could do with it. And I was like, you know what? You're right. So when you guys see the stitches, if you guys can see, all of it, I stitched back together. It's almost like my life being, like when I was working on the sweater, so I hand stitched it, all of it back together. But it almost made me, it was like a realization of like me stitching my life back together. So the areas where you see split, or like this kind of like area, it's literally me sewing it back together. And even like the neck area was like sewn back together. And so, you know, so me wearing this sweater is now symbolic of me being a survivor. And so I'm probably going to add more details to the sweater, but for now, you know, I just started off with, you know, hand sewing it. And that's the other thing too. It's a blessing that I still have my hands. It's a blessing. I still have my hands, because Lord knows. That was the first thing. After I checked everything else, I said, Lord, please make sure I still have my hands. And so while I was in the ambulance, I looked like, okay, we still have our hands? All right, we good to go, you know? But overall, you guys, I'm blessed. I'm happy to be alive. I will try to continue to update you guys over the course of the weeks as things go on. And well, I will try. This is not permanent. I'm going to try. And, you know, I just want to update you guys mentally, because I know a lot of people have inboxed me and asked me, you know, how are you doing? Like, how's everything? How are you doing mentally? And I'm so grateful for all of those people who have reached out to me. But mentally, I am good. I am still in a very positive, uplifting spirit. And, you know, it's literally, so over the course of the year, over the course of the weeks, I will try to document, you know, the stages of when I'm able to walk again, without, you know, a cast and stuff like that. But again, you guys, I'm literally unable to walk. So I'm going to show you guys a video. I'm actually going to record it now, so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is my leg right now, and this is what I was describing as, you know, this is where I'm at right now. And so pardon the mess in the background, but I wanted to show you guys what my leg looked like at the moment. And so this is where I'm at. And so when I get back to, you know, being able to walk again, I'm going to try my best to document that. And because again, this is not only for me, this is for, you know, other people who have, you know, are going through it mentally. May not be, you know, a broken leg, but, you know, they're going through some, you know, financially, you know, emotionally, anything. But me as a person who literally just went through so many transitions and still have a smile on my face, like a genuine smile on my face, listen, I'm telling you, life is precious, and you really, really just take one day at a time. That's all you have. You only have today. Yesterday is gone. Is it yesterday? Yeah. Yesterday is gone, and tomorrow has not happened yet. All we have is right now. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in, hanging out with your girl, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm gonna, try my best to upload as frequent as possible, to keep you guys updated. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Be peace.
I'm gonna roll my behind over to the screen so I can exit.
Be loved.
You guys out.
Be loved.
Be loved.
Be like
Be
him.
loved.
Be loved.
Later.
Be loved.
Be loved.
Be life.
Be peace.
Be life.
Be wrong.
Alright.
Be strong.
Be bold.
Be black.
Be gold.
loved.
Be loved.
Be-
See, I be trying to tell them they look down on your melanin. Chew it out, roots, but I don't blame them when they settle in. Double personality, that cool with their roof going at the same time. Well, that machete like Tucson. They be building spaceships in those projects and those sentiments. They would call them cages, but it's hope to all the residents. Ambitions be